Hello, everyone, and welcome to Still Only 35 Cents. Let's put me under the full screen. It's here. San Diego, day one has happened. And preview night. So, had a lot of fun. Good to have you with us. It is 4:30. I've finished for the day. I'm about to head off to see Deadpool and Wolverine. Wolverine. Been told that how I should pronounce it correctly. I think it's my English. Anyway, regardless, welcome to the show. This is Still Only 35 Cents. We are live from San Diego. This is our first day at San Diego Comic-Con. It's been absolutely brilliant. It's been very, very busy, and it's ridiculously packed. We sorted the studio out a little bit better today. Better camera, hopefully. Apparently, my complexion looked terrible on the first show, so it can only get better from here is how I see it. Welcome to you all. We have... Let me just check the chat. We have Richard. Great to see you. Hi, good to see you, mate. Always a pleasure. Thank you again for all the support. San Diego Comic-Con and Deadpool movie in the same day. Yes, it does sound like an awesome day. Thank you very much, Richard. We have Mad Spidey. Hi, mate. Wish you were here. You'd love it. You'd love it. Not too much comics, as to be expected. But lots comic related. Manga is all over the place. And I've been impressed with the manga stalls in particular. And you'll see that when the video is published. There's some absolutely amazing activations from some of those different companies. Marvel Studios and Marvel put on a really good show. So I went around and did a little bit of a dig around today there and did a bit more filming. So there's a lot of great footage to come. One of the things I am going to say to everyone, usually I do a walkthrough of the entire show. It's not going to happen here. It'll probably be a highlights reel because it is so big. And I'm not going to be doing one of those sort of like fast forward things this time. I'll just do the highlights because there's a lot of stuff here. And you really do, you can't move freely because there are so many people, which is a good and a bad thing. And there are so much diversity in content. So, you know, I'm going to focus on the stuff that interests me and the channel and obviously the channel members. So we'll keep that flowing. So it'll be a highlights reel rather than it'll be anything else. Probably take a little bit long to edit than I would have liked. So probably won't get out this week. So we'll just have to set off with the live shows. We're doing another one tomorrow, post the panel that I'm doing at 2 p.m. at the Marriott Marquis. It's in the Grand Hall 2, Grand Hall 12 and 13. So if you can make it, please head over there. It's just adjacent. It's next door to the San Diego Comic-Con. We'd love to have you there. We've got a number of people already saying that they're going to turn up. So that'll be great. Looking forward to doing that. Bumped into Neville from Grail Hunters today. He was getting some books signed by Bill Sienkiewicz, and we just randomly ran into each other, and I filmed him getting his book signed and saying hello. So that was good. Great fun to sort of bump into him there. What do we got from Spidey? Got to get back to work. Hope you're having fun, mate. Oh, mate, always a pleasure. Thank you so much for joining. But, yeah, catch us on the rewind. Always fun to do that. So, yes. What can I tell you about today and preview night? Well, it's busy. It's the busiest comic convention I've ever been to. It's as you can imagine, San Diego Comic-Con is sold out every year to capacity. There are so many people. Getting in is problematic, especially for a first-timer like me. So it's, you know, never expect everything to go smoothly. And I think that's the thing that I've realized is that it doesn't go smoothly over time. You just got to literally turn up and sort of work it all out. So I've got a plan for next year, but this year I've really enjoyed it. So so far it's been great. So I will go through some of the highlights over the last couple of days. You'll be able to pick those up in the video that I'm going to produce as well. So before we get started though, usual stuff. If you haven't come across this channel before, and you like the content, please hit that subscribe button and ring that notification bell for future content. And if you enjoy this video, please hit that like button. Apparently, it really helps us out. But who knows? It may or may not. So anyway, as mentioned, got my badge. So I'm in. I am a professional apparently now. So that is good. Doesn't get you anything. It just gets you in, and then you get to do your presentation. So very happy to have that there. So today, well, let's talk about preview night first, because I think preview night was the thing that was the most interesting for me, because it is quieter actually, and I thought that was busy until today. But preview night was fun because you sort of get in. The queue was ridiculous to get in the first instance, but I sort of managed to hit the show floor about 6:30. The show opens at 6. Apparently, people had started queuing around midday to get in. So you can sort of see those that are chasing those exclusives from the show, they try and get in super early. Luckily for me, I didn't need to chase too many exclusives, and most of them were available, the ones that I was interested in today and yesterday. So I've sort of picked up the things that I was interested in. There's one more thing that I'm looking for, which I think is the Geiger hardback, which is a glow-in-the-dark cover, or it's an omnibus of the Geiger storyline. So I'll probably go back and pick that up. But for the most part, I've sort of achieved a lot of what I was trying to do over the last day. I've still got some books to submit to CGC, which I'm going to do tomorrow on day 2 before the panel. So that'll be my first task when I get in to San Diego Comic-Con tomorrow. So yeah, so essentially got a couple of exclusives straight off the bat. So the first thing that I got, which I didn't know, I saw someone walking around with these. These are amazing. Oh, I don't know if that's the right way around. Can you see? Can you read that? Is that? Yeah, there you go. So this is a Judge Dredd poster tube that they were giving away at the Rebellion stand. So I picked up a couple of those. One of these may be going to a fellow YouTuber. If he's watching, he needs to comment down below and say, send me my poster tube. And he knows exactly who he is, and we'll know if he still watches the channel. But there you go, a Judge Dredd, issue number 1 from Eagle Comics, recreated Rebellion poster tube. 2 of those. They're fantastic. They look absolutely brilliant. So really happy to get those. And we have someone else in the room. We have Ronnie Boy Comics. Hello, how are you? Good to see you. Good morning to you too. And I'm not going to reveal who it is. Richard, you did guess it, but I'm not going to reveal it on the... We'll wait and see, but don't give him any hints, because I want to see if he reaches out. He knows that I've got them, so it'll be interesting to see if he calls or sends me a message. And then they also got from the Rebellion, they were giving out free comic books. So I picked up this, which is a 2000 AD sci-fi special, which I was really happy to get a copy of that. A couple of stories from 2000 AD in there. Don't think I have that one, although maybe in this new batch that I've got, which I'll have a video about very soon. So hopefully, yeah, so I really enjoyed that stall. And then the only other purchase that I made on the night, on preview night, having walked around, so I sort of did a bit of a scout around the different stalls that were there. So you'll see that in the video that's upcoming. As I say, the crowds were reasonably light, although they seemed very busy compared to everybody else. I picked up this. Now, this one piqued my interest for 2 reasons. The first one is that it's obviously a Marvel 25th anniversary cover, which I am trying to slowly but surely pick up the collection of those. And again, I've always been a big fan of Daredevil. But what's great about this is that it is Barry Windsor Smith art throughout this book, as you can see here from the label. Picked this up for $5. It's in reasonably good shape. And with my new pressing prowess, a couple of issues on it in terms of like a couple of creases on the back, but they're not color breaking. So I think I'll be able to fix those up and have a bit of a stab on that and see what we think. Might have a little bit of dirt here, but we'll give it a go. But still, nonetheless, high grade, decent enough to go in the collection for my 25th anniversary. And then who else do we have? We have David in the house. Did you see the new PSA slab? Now, that is the story of the con, it would appear. So no, not yet, not physically in the flesh. I'm still hunting out PSA to see if I can get some footage of the new slab. I have seen the video that they shared from behind closed doors at the National, and it does look a very, very premium product. But what was interesting last night when I was talking to some of the dealers, I was actually at one of the booths digging through boxes looking for still only 35 cents variants, actually. And I had two dealers talking. They'd caught up with Swagglehos on his, he was doing some interviews, and apparently they had seen it, and PSA have it on the show floor here at San Diego Comic-Con, and are showing it to a select few people in hand. So a couple of dealers had actually seen it. Now, bit of a sense of what's happening with the slab is it's a little bigger than PSA, than CGC, than CBCS. So it's, I get a sense that it's about magazine size or slightly smaller, but slightly bigger proportions than you get from a traditional slab. But the general feedback from everyone is super positive, and also that actually it adds extra competition. And I was thinking about this last night. Makes a lot of sense for PSA to do this, because essentially, if you think about it, I saw an advert from CGC talking about their moving to cards. And so it's logical that PSA would make that move into comic books as well, and obviously encroach on their market share. So fascinating to see this competition play out. And actually, I think it's a really good thing for the industry that we've got PSA entering the market now in comic books. The real proof of the whole thing will be how their grading standards are in comparison. But so far, all the feedback from dealers that I was talking to or overheard when I was actually digging through the boxes is that essentially they're all very positive about PSA entering the market. So super happy to see that. Then we have Crash joining us. Hey, Crash. Good to see you. Thank you very much. Yeah, so that was great. That's it for preview night. Not too much to report outside of that. Headed off reasonably. I think I left around about 8 o'clock. Got back to the hotel. But yes, it was a great first experience in terms of being there. And then today, kicked off today, pretty much going to my first panel that someone else was hosting. And in case you haven't already tuned in to this channel, this is Tales from My Spinner Rack. It's hosted by a gentleman called Gary Sassaman, who used to do programming for San Diego Comic-Con. And he's just launched a YouTube channel. He has a website he's been running for a little while now, but he's just launched his YouTube channel. And if you haven't already, please go and check him out at Tales from My Spinner Rack on YouTube. He's on Instagram as well. But yeah, went to that panel, which was about DC Comics and the Go-Go Checks era. So I learned a lot from that. It was great to sort of sit through that panel. There were a couple of things in there that I found interesting. I was introduced to the Inferior 5, which is a parody sort of comic book which predates Stan Lee's and Marvel Comics Not Brand books, and is a sort of like slight on some of the sort of characters within the Marvel Universe. So I thought that was a really interesting thing to cover. Really enjoyed the session. It was great to catch up with Gary after his panel and beforehand. So hopefully I'll catch up with him again tomorrow. And he gave me a few little sort of goodies to take home with me, which I'm really happy with. So a little badge, Tales from My Spinner Rack, little fridge magnet. So yeah, it was fantastic to catch up with him and see him. And then I did a little bit more filming around the show, which I thought was fun. Again, I got a real sense of just how big this show actually is. Couldn't actually move, and so made the decision that it's probably not a good thing to essentially do a walkthrough, because it would be the most boring video in the world ever. But yeah, thoroughly enjoyed walking through. But my big thing for today, which was a complete surprise, is that I ran into, I'm going to butcher this, Jaime Hernandez doing a signing from 1 till 3 p.m. at the Fanographics booth, and managed to pick up this sketchbook. There were only a handful of these that they had available. This was luckily the last one. Someone was eyeing it up and was in the queue to get his signature. But he didn't want it in the end, and so I managed to pick this up. So grab this, and again, it's a great massive volume which has artwork from both the brothers. We've got Gilbert on this side as well, and then caught up with him, had a brief chat, and he very kindly signed it inside. So absolutely fantastic to pick that one up, especially when I've started collecting Love and Rockets. So again, if you haven't read Love and Rockets, you should get onto it. Fantastic book. So really enjoyed it. Really enjoyed catching up with him and meeting him. And then, yeah, for the most part, just wandered around all day, getting, just checking out the vibe, seeing what it was like. Really enjoyed it. Didn't bump into anyone outside of Neville that I have met or known. I know that Bronze and Modern Gods team, John and Richard, are floating around, but we haven't had a chance to catch up as yet. But hopefully over the next couple of days, I'll get to see them. And as I say, I'm just about to head out to see Deadpool and Wolverine. So tomorrow I'll give you a sense of what I thought of the movie, and also give you a sense of how the panel went and what happened on day 2 of San Diego Comic-Con. I've also got some more books that I'm going to be submitting, but I'll probably do a little brief video and share that on the live stream tomorrow, as and when I submit them. So at least you get a sense of the extra books that I'm throwing into that mix there as well. Just trying to think if there's anything else that I need to cover off and share with you all, because I am hitting a blank at the moment. So yes, obviously we've got to Deadpool and Wolverine. We've got the day 2. Day 3, unfortunately, I'm not going to be at the show, so pulling back on that. But what we will be doing on day 3 is covering off all the Marvel Cinematic Universe news that's coming out of Hall H. Now, tried to get in Hall H. It's absolutely ridiculous. You have to queue all day, and basically you have to queue tonight at 8 p.m. to get your pass to then get in tomorrow to Hall H. You have to get in at 9 o'clock and stay the whole day till 5 p.m. when the actual panel is on. So I thought that not a good use of time. So I'll be taking the show from a different location on day 3, but I will be talking about what's happened at San Diego Comic-Con on day 3. So we'll be talking Marvel Cinematic Universe and the news out of that. And then I think on the last day, we'll be doing a bit of a wrap-up, and we'll talk about my experience at San Diego Comic-Con overall and my plans for next year. So that's it for today. I really hope you enjoyed it. As you can see here, I got my trusty new backpack, which we will be doing a giveaway for, not this one, but a variant of this backpack. This is the Jim Lee and Hex brand comic backpack. So we'll be giving one of those away as we lead up to 1,000 subscribers. So I will be giving more details of that. We've been having to think over the last couple of days, but we haven't been landed on a plan just yet. So what we think we're going to do is do that with a batch of comics inside and have that as the 1,000 giveaway. There may be a sort of impromptu one tomorrow post the panel, which will be a little special surprise rather than sort of a big, massive giveaway with some comics inside it. But yeah, that's the plan for the giveaways. It's a little bit disorganized here, so that's why we thought we'd do that as 2 distinct giveaways rather than just doing it over now today. So that's it for today. As always, if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. And if you want to hear or see more content like this, hit that notification bell. And if you enjoyed the video, please hit that like button. And to all the people that come every week or come to see these shows regularly, thank you so much for your support. It's been so fun seeing you in the chat. I know that I'm sort of struggling to sort of see up and down, but thanks again for all your support. And we're back here tomorrow. We'll see you all tomorrow. Tell your friends, and hopefully we have a great panel, and I'll see you soon. Take care.